A girl who was trying to look into the universe using one of the world's most advanced telescopes suddenly saw something she hadn't expected at all. Two comets were moving at high speed in an unknown direction. This discovery of hers would be written down on the pages of history as the greatest one ever. When her professor, Randall, found out about this, he called everyone together, threw a party, and celebrated this news because it was humanity's greatest discovery. Amidst all this, a student asked him if he could tell which direction they were heading. Randall also wanted to know the answer to this question, so he started making his calculations. After a lot of hard work, the truth that came before them was heart-wrenching. 6 months and 14 days. That is all the time humans have left, because on the 15th day, both of these comets will collide with Earth. Randall had figured out the direction. Those comets are coming towards us at a speed of 20,000 kilometers per hour. They don't even need to turn anywhere. They will come and crash straight into us, and then there will be destruction that will perhaps be more devastating than the time of the dinosaurs. Randall immediately called Teddy, the head of NASA's documentary office, gave him information about this, and briefed him in detail about everything. Seeing the gravity of the matter, Teddy immediately sent a plane and boarding it. Both of them arrived in Washington, D.C. Teddy had fixed their meeting with the president, which is why they got direct entry into the White House. Sitting outside, both of them were worried about when they would talk about this to the president and when a solution to this problem would come out. They passed this information inside through the president's staff and waited outside. After a short while, the president came out, but looking at her attitude, it didn't seem anywhere that she even cared about this matter. She celebrated her birthday with everyone and then started discussing how to establish American dominance in the world. Randall, sitting outside, was bursting from the inside, but he couldn't say anything because his status there was very small. After a little while, the president's son, Henry, who is also the chief secretary, came and told them that they could come tomorrow as the president was busy right now. With a dejected heart, they had to come outside. After a very long wait, their meeting finally takes place. Randall tells them that not one, but two comets are heading towards our Earth, whose speed is 20,000 kilometers per hour, and they will reach here in the coming 6 months. They are capable of causing destruction that not even 200,000 atomic bombs could cause, but right now, we have a chance to send some nuclear missiles to destroy them or change their direction so that this trouble can be eliminated from our heads. However, the president cared more about her seat than the Earth. When she heard about the 6 months, she immediately said, "Oh no, the election is very close. If we tell people right now that they are going to die, then you know people will start questioning us, and then we will have to resort to Lathai charge. So in such a situation, it is difficult for us to win the election. Let people remain as distracted as they are right now and keep this information a secret." Randall was completely shattered from the inside. He felt like swearing heavily at his own country's president, but he couldn't do anything. However, he knew that they had to get this information to the people at any cost, so he took the help of the media, which turned out to be even more hopeless than the president. When these people reached there, the media people were broadcasting news about a celebrity's breakup before them, how that actress cheated on her boyfriend and later got married. The public was even worse than the media, comfortably watching this news. When their turn came, Kate started speaking. Within a moment, the TRP completely dropped and the hosts also started making fun of them, saying, "Bro, whatever you are smoking, I want that too." Kate got angry and shouted, saying that people only have 6 months left, so don't say later that we didn't tell you. Saying this, both of them left from there. Actually, that news channel's anchor was Kate's boyfriend, and after this incident, he also broke off his relationship with her. Now the difficulties for both of them increased. Whom should they go to now? Around these days, a private photo of the president got leaked, after which she started getting heavily defamed, and talks about that were everywhere, due to which the government started shaking. In such a situation, the president now remembers Randall and his news, because some spice is needed to distract the attention of the people, right? Only then will people's minds be diverted. So both of them are picked up from their respective places after a month by the Secret Service, saying that they leaked top secrets. Teddy was also among them. These three were made to sit back in the White House. This time the president tells them that we talked to some of our chosen scientists and they told us that the comets are coming. The information given by you is correct. Kate, being a Gen Z, she knew that the president president was doing all this for her electoral benefit, that she hadn't talked to any scientist, and she openly stated that she knew she was going to lose the election because of her viral photo, and now she was putting up a facade of saving the world and showing how much she cared for people. The president also said in a humiliating voice, "Yes, you are right. That's why I am doing this." Randall explained to Kate that we have nothing to do with this. We just need to save our world, which is more important to us. A podium is set up with great enthusiasm. The president arrives and announces that the Earth has only 6 months left because 2 comets are rapidly heading towards them, but there is no need to panic because we have taken the responsibility of everyone's lives. We will not let anything happen to you. Randall, Kate, and Teddy are also present there, who get the credit for this discovery, but the president herself takes the real credit. She knows that only a button is needed to launch nuclear missiles, but she deliberately hands this over to human hands and completely converts it into an army mission. After her speech, her praise echoed everywhere, and appreciation for her started growing among the people. The president, who was getting memes made about her a short while ago, was now receiving posts from people wishing her the best of luck. Because of this, when elections were held the next month, she won the election with a full majority, and boom. This is what they call politics. You were handed a lollipop and she sat right on top of the country. Finally, that day also arrived when nuclear missiles were going to be launched into space. Everyone was praying for this mission to succeed. A crowd of people gathered at the site. Everyone's eyes were fixed on the launch. Over in the White House, everyone was watching this together. The countdown began. 3, 2, 1, and multiple rockets were launched into space at once. Everyone was very happy because this launch was successful. NASA scientists estimated that the success probability of this mission is about 76%, which is considered good. After a short while, Isherwell comes into the White House. He is a tech billionaire who provides the most funding for the president's party. Now, Isherwell comes in and asks the president to come with him. As soon as both of them go there, after a short while, we see that even before leaving the Earth, all the rockets start coming back. Everyone is shocked. How did this happen? How can this mission fail? And how are all the rockets coming back together? The 3 of them are sitting dejected in a room, thinking about what their next step will be, while the president is busy in a secret meeting. After a while, Henry comes into the room and tells Randall that from today, he has become the chief of White House Research and Development. The president has called him to the meeting. When he reached there, he saw Isherwell giving some kind of presentation. He said that minerals of all kinds are gradually finishing on Earth. The minerals from which mobiles, computers, or other things are made are rapidly decreasing in quantity. In the coming few years, we won't have anything left, but my research team has found a way out of this too. We researched and found that the comets heading towards our Earth are laden with such minerals, whose value is $145 trillion. Hearing this, Randall blurts out, "Is this why you guys got this mission failed? Hey, when humans themselves won't survive, nor will the Earth, what pickle are you going to make out of these minerals?" Isherwell cut him off and said, "I know all of this must have crossed your minds, but we have found a solution to this too. We have some advanced nanotechnology-made drones that will make this work easy for us. When those comets are about to collide with Earth, at that very time, with the help of those drones, we will break them into many pieces. Those drones will go near them and put explosives inside them, which will break them into small pieces, and then those drones will divert them towards the Pacific Ocean, after which the American Navy will extract those pieces." Randall's mind blows away, because this is not a movie, but reality. Such things only happen in movies. If even a single mistake happens, no one will survive. Everything will be destroyed. But the president agrees to this because she wants funding. After all, politicians are only loyal to their chairs. Randall came and told this to Teddy and Kate. Both of them were also shocked to hear this, wondering how the president could agree to such a dangerous thing. Suppose on the day the comet is supposed to collide with the Earth, the weather is not good. How will those drones fly? Or it could also happen that not all, but some networks get disconnected. What will we do then? Now Randall started getting even more restless. What should he do now? Kate's blood boiled, and she shouted, asking how they could do this. Is it more important for Isherwell to increase his mobile phone stocks than the value of human lives? Some people standing there overhear these things and ask them to tell the complete truth. Kate was already angry, so she told the whole truth in front of everyone, after which the atmosphere there completely spoiled. The people supporting the president and those who weren't clashed with each other, and vandalism broke out in the bar. Police had to be called, and once again, Kate was arrested for leaking secret information. This time, she was made to sign a paper stating that if she ever talked to any media, any YouTube channel, or any human being about Isherwell, his company, or this comet, she would be sentenced to prison. Kate signed it and quietly reached her parents' house. But the biggest shock for her was when her own parents refused to let her enter the house because they were supporters of the president and felt that whatever the president was doing was completely right. They tell Kate that she will have to change her views regarding the government. Only then will they give her permission to enter the house. That's what you call it. Not only this, friends. An even bigger shock came when we saw Randall addressing the American government's research ministry. He had also started feeling that whatever Isherwell was going to do was right, and the president also said that if we acquire that comet, our country will become the richest country in the world. Everyone will have money, jobs, and their own home. No one will remain poor in America. She even went as far as saying that the comet won't even collide with the Earth, which is what every politician does. But the sad thing was that Randall also started believing these words of hers now and started living this diplomatic life quite comfortably, openly campaigning for it in front of the people. A few months later, the president and Randall both go to see the drone named Bosch. This was the same drone made by Isherwell's company, which would go near the comet and plant explosives in it. Isherwell praises this technology heavily in front of everyone, but Randall doesn't digest some things, so he asks him a question. Mr. Isherwell, as the chief research secretary, I want to know if you have tested this drone from a scientific perspective beforehand, or are you just looking at it from a business point of view? I researched some things and found out that whichever employees working in your company raised questions about this, you fired them from work. Isherwell gets annoyed by this and starts saying, what do you even know about my technology? I can predict people's futures with 45% accuracy. I have built this with complete dedication, so for me, this is not a business, but the future to come. You keep your mouth shut. Randall fell silent, but now he was also convinced that both the president and Isherwell were looking at this purely as a business. They hadn't calculated for any mistakes, and in such a situation, there is every possibility that a mistake could happen, and if a mistake happens, there will be no one left to fix it. Randall was called back to that same media channel, but the media had become the government's lapdog. It kept showing the same things that benefited the government. Some actors even made a movie on this topic, which they would release on the very day the comet collides. We have some players in our country too who make movies just like that. Even the host called the comet a lie, just to prove the government right. The host said that there is no such thing as a comet. Then Randall flared up and shouted, saying, everyone who stays silent will die. Someone will die from a bullet. Someone will die from starvation. Someone will die from being crushed in the stampede, but everyone will die. Because of this statement, he is fired from the White House. On the other hand, we saw Kate spending the rest of her life on the streets. During this time, she met a boy named Blue, with whom she was spending some sweet moments before the world ended. At that very moment, her gaze fell on the sky. She was startled. Her eyes widened in disbelief. This is the same comet which has now come so close that a human can see it with the naked eye. Other people had also seen it, and now fear clearly appeared on their faces. What will the government do now? Will they be able to save their lives? Let's see. When Randall was going back home in his car, at that very time he saw this comet. He immediately got out of the car, looked up, and prayed that it would stay up there because it looked more beautiful from up there. At that very moment, he called Kate and asked to meet. Both of them got back together once again and started creating awareness among the people. They clearly said that the government is lying, that comet is very close to us. They started going viral. People began sharing their videos, which started building pressure on the government. Randall and Kate together launched a campaign which they named Look Up. This campaign started spreading rapidly. Big personalities started supporting it and taking this information seriously. Some major celebrities also started participating in it. On the other side, the president did what every person in power does. She labeled Randall and Kate as anti-national. She claimed that both of them never wanted America to become the richest country in the world and that they were spreading false rumors. Now the country was divided into two parts. One part that supports the president and the second part that supports Randall and Kate. Time began to pass, and that day also arrived when Isherwell set the timer to launch his drones into space via missiles. Randall, Kate, and Blue, all three buy some food supplies from a grocery store. But looking at the condition of the store, it was clear that devastation had already struck here. People inside are genuinely terrified. A common man always gets crushed in the middle, and the same thing happened here. These people reach home and there, 3, 2, 1, and boom, the rocket is launched. During this time, we find out that America had refused to share these minerals with any country, which is why China, India, and Russia also together made a plan to destroy this comet, but it failed just a few seconds after takeoff, which broke Randall's last ray of hope. Both the president and Isherwell were happy, but these two had no inkling of what was about to happen next. When the comet came extremely close, finally, the blindfolds of slavery to the government were removed from the eyes of those blind people, and they understood that they were going to perish because it was genuinely going to collide now. The government had lied to them. People now start begging and remembering God, because now they don't even have enough time to take any other step, except hoping that Isherwell's mission succeeds somehow. Over here, Randall has brought all his close people home so that he can spend the last moments of his life with them. Suddenly, everything in the control room turned red. It was discovered that the drone had exploded. Isherwell understood that his mission had failed. He immediately made an excuse to go to the bathroom and ran out, and the president ran behind him. The news of the mission failure spread like wildfire, and riots broke out. People started killing each other, but the president, along with some rich billionaires, boarded an advanced space shuttle built by Bosch Company and escaped outside the Earth. Within a short while, Randall found out that the mission had failed. The comet had come so close to the Earth that a man tried to destroy it with bullets, but it was too late. If he had chosen a true and honest government, perhaps the work he is doing today would have been done by the government, but the government just ran away, leaving its own voters to die. The comet collided with the Earth. This impact was so terrifying that pieces of the Earth scattered all over space. There was nothing but debris everywhere in space, but right in the middle of it, that spaceship came out beyond Earth, in which there were about 3,000 rich people who were in sleeping pods. 740 years later, they opened their eyes and landed on a planet just like Earth, and humanity was alive there. Everyone woke up and stepped onto this planet naked. The president was very happy seeing the animals there because they were rare, so she could make money out of them. But at that very moment, that strange-looking animal rips off her neck, and then one by one, all her companions are made into a feast by these guests, meaning the trace of humanity was completely erased, and with this, the story came to an end.